blogger. What are you doing here?
A blogger?
Yeah, how old are you?
I am freshly 18.
Freshly 18. Okay.
Why are you here?
Just, well, like I told you, I'm a blogger and I'm looking for kind of interesting conversation. Mostly
Okay.
I'm Russian Ukrainian blogger, so mostly that's a subject, but could be everything, could be about United States too.
Okay.
So if you're 18, are you like still in high school or you already like college?
I am still in high school. I'm a senior.
Are you gonna work like are you going to continue to study or you just gonna be?
Yes, I'm going to go to college because I want to be a teacher.
Mhm. Are you African American?
I am half African American.
What does it mean half African American? Explain me.
My mother is African American. My father is Caucasian American.
Interesting. Interesting.
So I
But
am half white, half
doesn't
black.
make it you African American?
Uh, It also makes me Caucasian American.
Okay. Okay. So what's the percentage of Caucasian or what percentage of African make you either or?
50-50.
Okay, I see.
So, so I can't really say I'm one of the other.
Because I see some like blacks are very light skinned and they still call themselves N word, you know?
Yeah, like I'm still black, but I'm also white.
Yeah, so there are like white people who are quite ghetto, let's put it this way.
Yeah, there's white ghetto, and I feel like I'm black suburban.
I see. Where you live?
I am right outside of Chicago.
Chicago. I see. What do you think about situation in Chicago? Because it was some kind of a riot, and even I never been in Chicago, but
It's the mayor of Chicago not agreeing with ICE in the slightest, and I am nowhere near the conflict, so I am not personally affected by it. But I think that the mayor of Chicago should continue to stand against ICE and
so you think
immigration
ICE is
control.
bad?
I think ICE is doing more harm than good.
Why? I understand that you're 18, but and I frankly at age 18 I was very up. I didn't care about politics, but why do you think ICE is bad? Is it aren't US having a big immigration problem?
The immigration problem was being settled and dealt with in less violent and more like controlled manners under other presidencies. And with the amount of violence and wrong cases and Americans being deported, like people who were born here being deported and people who like have like green cards or currently undergoing their citizenship process, like it's not violent people who are being targeted. It's everyone who's being targeted. And the what I've heard and what I've seen so far is that crossing the border illegally is like basically as much of a crime as like jaywalking at this point. Like then there's other crimes that come with it, but like also that combined with the fact that a lot of our workers are immigrants, it makes it so I feel like it's doing way more harm than good, especially when he's the
Workers?
ICE.
What workers are immigrants? Workers of
Uh,
ICE?
no, like workers, like immigrants make up like our farmers, like the people who are
Yeah,
doing our
yeah,
construction, all
Mexicans
that.
mostly. Yeah, construction and
Yes,
farmers. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of those, like those jobs, like close to 70% of the people who work those jobs are immigrants of some sort.
Well, so but we're talking about illegal immigrants, right?
Yes.
So should it mean that if United States needs so many agricultural workers, why there is a H1A I think agricultural visa, why not to use that thing? Why not to legally come in United States? Why are they choosing to come illegally?
It is very difficult to get into America legally not necessarily like paper wise, like yeah, you have to do the test. The test is fine. I've taken it myself in civics. It's not too bad.
What kind of test?
The like because there's citizenship tests, so they
No,
answer
no,
you a
no.
bunch
It's
of
not
random.
citizen. No, just legal for temporarily
Oh,
agricultural workers.
temporarily working.
Yeah.
Those temp work licenses that are given out are only given out to like a limited amount of people. If they gave it to everyone who wanted to work in the U.S., what's the point of having it at that point?
They should be given in amount that United States needed, not amount how many people wanna come over. Because like whole world, like whole Africa and India and Pakistan wanna come over here, whole Latin America. I think if the US will just open the border, like it's get flooded and it get destroyed by immigrants, don't you think?
Yeah, that's why we have things in place for that.
Hmm.
But the system is still very hard to get
I
through,
agree.
especially for people in Mexico
I agree.
who are like and I'm talking specifically Mexican mostly because in my area where I am,
Mostly
who's
Mexican.
being targeted is basically all Mexicans.
I see.
Nobody else really.
Hmm.
Like the only people who aren't Mexicans who are getting like targeted are people who are actively traveling from state to state. So like a lot of my Polish friends, their cousins trying to come over for holidays, or like their family members, aunts, uncles, and stuff, they're not being allowed in.
Yeah, I think it should be changed. I think they should target everybody,
They
even the
should target everybody.
everybody. No, especially I think especially Muslims and Africans too, because I know
Like
that nine I think 1 out of 10 African Americans are actually immigrants. So they should take care of that.
it's I think the thing is that because they make the system so hard, a lot of people are like, well, the situation I'm in right now, it's worth it to go over to that country illegally because that is going to be a better life whether or
Yeah,
not
I
we
know.
get in trouble.
Well,
And it's
let me interrupt you. That yeah, I'm just wanna kind of come closer to killing of Irina Zarutska. Even though not a legal immigrant killed her, but it was African American that was let go out of jail because apparently in jail too many blacks, so they kind of want to decrease the amount of blacks in jail. And also he was released by black judge who apparently didn't have. He was not a lawyer, or she was not a lawyer, and again she was appointed as judge because she's black through the DNA. So you probably heard about killing of Irina Zarutska, white girl from Ukraine. Even Elon Musk was talking about it. So what do you think? Even that guy is not an immigrant. He is American, but he was like since childhood he was back and forth in jail, violent crimes. His brother apparently also violent crimes, and you know. So what do you think?
for that, I mean, there's violent people in every race, like that is going to happen. And I feel like,
But
especially like at a young
African
age,
Americans have more. Statistically, African
African
American.
Americans have more. That is true on paper because of things that can also be shown on paper, like, um, for example, this I actually did so many papers on this. They forced us to do this in high school so much
Really
on
interesting.
papers on like
I
why
know
the statistics are
Africa
like this.
like aggression. So African Americans have like Africans basically, not Americans, just Africans. Blacks have the most level of aggression. The lowest actually have Asians, like white and I guess Mexicans somewhere in the middle. Then IQ level, apparently again Asian have the highest, white in the middle, and Africans have the lowest. And again,
It
I
is
don't know about African Americans who are mixture of white and black or black and Asian. I'm pretty sure it's high, but
the thing with that. If you look at a lot of like, especially like, like say just in America, for example, just in America,
yeah,
most Black people like that are in America right now can trace their ancestors back to slaves. Like
yes.
most, like
Hmm.
almost all. Like,
Well,
and that
it's a half. It's a half. What I read apparently was also genetic research, so it was like period of whitening. So basically, when female black female slaves basically was kind of forced. I mean, let's call it
to have mixed babies,
organized
yes.
rape. Yeah, they basically has kids
I'm
from
related
white
to George
people.
Washington.
You track yourself to George Washington?
My mother's related to George Washington from her DNA test, and because I'm related to my mother, I'm related to George
Yeah,
Washington.
yeah.
So
So basically, yeah, and I know that genetically most of them from Nigeria and Angola and those countries around Nigeria. Uh,
the
anyway,
I believe that because of like centuries of how like people, especially African Americans, have been treated, like their crime rates are higher because they're in more impoverished areas where money
yes,
is a bigger deal than most other people would find it.
social injustice. Agree, totally
Yeah,
agree.
all that stuff put together is going to give them a higher crime rate than others because poorer people
Yeah,
statistically commit more crimes.
absolutely,
Poorer people statistically have worse education.
of course,
So
totally
like
agree. So it's
those
a kind.
things,
Is it like endless loop kind of a thing?
yeah, it's like an endless loop that like it was started in a certain way and we're just taking baby steps to get up there, but because everyone's taking the same baby steps, we're still down here.
I see.
So it's like
But is it
it's
is it like listen like blacks very often not getting hired because I said again lower IQ, so they kind of stay in poor area, blah blah blah. On top of it, there is like a stigma that they could be aggressive.
mhm.
Every time there is some kind of a conflict at work, at school, black people immediately take out the black card. You like firing me because I'm black. You are picking on me because I'm black.
It's because the
So
last few like
white and Asians
decades.
do not want to deal with that. They say, like, you know what? Let me do not even hire black. I know I'm
Yeah.
taking racist stuff, but I'm trying to make it interesting for both
Like
of us.
that's just something that happens.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's just something that
Believe me,
happens.
I've worked in America, and I'm Ukrainian Russian origin, and because I speak to people and in private conversation, a lot of people say, you know what, they may be good technical specialists, whatever, they may be good worker, but I don't want to get into situations that I cannot fire this guy or girl because of racial card. I heard it
I
multiple times.
I feel because me personally, what I believe in is anonymous hiring, where it's like by anonymous hiring, I mean like you don't like when you're asking like a resume, you don't fill out whether you're a woman, you don't fill out whether you're a man, you don't fill out what your race is, you don't fill out like
Age.
like you don't fill out your age. What you do is you put in all your records of what you've done, what you can do, what you're willing to do. And if legal records are required, go ahead, put in legal records. Fine.
Listen. They solve it very simple. They do video or face-to-face interview, and then that face-to-face interview, they immediately see your face, and by your face, even by phone, by voice,
Hmm.
you can figure out. Like in your case, again, because you're mixed, I do not hear that you're black because
Yeah.
you speak white.
Well, that's also because I grew up
Yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah,
Well, I grew
yeah.
up in like because my parents were not together.
Yeah. Oh, sorry
Like
about that. That's a
it's okay.
that's a whole another problem happening
That's
in
a that's a
Western civilization. But
whole nother problem. But when I was with my father and his family, I speak more like this, and when I'm with my
it's
mother
called
and her
ebonic,
family,
right? A very racist word. It's called ebonic. That slang, it's black slang, right?
I don't know.
No, no, you don't know. Okay.
I've always been called coon. So
But Koon.
yes.
I never heard that. I will Google it right now. Okay. Anyways, you see, maybe we both not right about this coon slang. Yeah, coon slang. Extremely offensive, anti-black imagery. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, I see. British slang. Interesting. So it could
When
be
I
like
was
maybe
younger,
from
I'd get
Britain.
called that a lot in Florida. and I was always told that it was because I was mixed white and black.
Oh, like that. Well, mixed white and black it's mulatto, and I know it's also kind of offensive term. But you see, everything related to race is like considered to be offensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I personally don't really get that too much.
But
Like,
I'm telling you, there is a lot of anti-white racial
yeah, there's anti
shit.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
anti everything
So by
everywhere. They're
Mexican,
making
you know there is that white chili pepper.
a
Well,
white chili pepper.
no, there is a very white spicy pepper. A white spicy pepper, Mexican, a Mexican word. So there is like a habanero. It's not habanero. There is another Spanish
Is it
word. Yeah,
is it for white people?
yeah. Well,
Gringo?
Blanca Picante. No, it was something else. Yeah, so they basically like they called me like when I went to study English in the college and was a bunch of Mexicans. They called me like this. I cannot find the
I
spell. Yeah,
I always hear gringo.
kind of. No, gringo is one thing. Yeah, gringo is also kind of offensive. But I mean, it's already become gringo is. I wouldn't even call it offensive. It's just like nickname
They've
for white people who married, I think Hispanic. I don't know.
at this point they've made slurs for like the new AI that's coming up. Like, you know how AI is becoming more of a thing and like more prevalent. They've made slurs for that at this point. Like there's hate for everything.
Yeah.
Like like hearing people like say, "Oh, you stupid clanker." It's
Hmm.
like okay, that is a piece of metal.
Yeah.
We
No,
are
I will tell you what I mean. Okay, I will tell you. I had like nationally anti myself. I had nationalistic and racial, um, I guess, sayings since kindergarten. So like because I was Russian living in Ukraine, I'm telling you, even in freaking kindergarten, somebody told me, some other kids that you are Russian, and I assume their parents told them. So like, oh, because you are Russians, you was killing us Ukrainians, blah blah blah, you know. And I heard that. I mean, it's not so common, but yeah, I heard it several times in my life. I mean, let's say once per year I heard it,
mm,
enough to remember. And I'm coming
I
into United States, and
I
again, I came in bad neighborhood in Washington D.C. and I was like buying Chinese food, and it's you staying outside and it's like how you call it, those
barbed wire.
not barbed wire, but it's like those iron. It's like a little window with you cannot use
Oh, barred wind like just
bars
barred.
yeah, bars. Yeah, you
Yes.
can. So it's a bad neighborhood. And like some black guy, older than me, coming like, look at you white, and he was, I think he was drunk, but because you're white, he was like killing like some like blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, like I'm just fucking came in this country. I definitely neither me, neither my parents ever like even saw black people in their life. And like, and I'm shit. Like back in Ukraine, I got complaints that I'm like Russian, and I'm kind of like, yeah. So I'm telling you, I lived through that with all my life, and I'm kind
I
of,
I have gotten that a lot too,
yeah.
especially cuz I grew up in the South. So, like especially being mixed, like all my black friends, they they wouldn't hang out with me as much because I'm half white. And then all my white friends, like I'm black to them. So it's like that's really awkward. And a lot of times, like when I was younger, I'd be with the white side of my family, and we'd go out to a restaurant, and they would I would look, and I would be the only colored person in that restaurant, and I would get strange looks. I would get sometimes I went to the bathroom and I'd be asked like, "Oh, oh, are you with anyone, little girl?" And it's like
Why? Yeah,
my family's right there.
yeah.
So it's like especially growing up mixed, it's I get that from not just one side, but from everywhere. Like it's like being mixed. Like there's this, I think it was like sophomore year. This guy, I was talking to him, and he's like, what's your race?" Like we'd been talking for like weeks. Like we'd just been chatting as friends. And this guy goes, "What's your race?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm mixed white and black." And he goes, "Oh, that's a shame."
Well, but yeah, listen, yeah, I definitely agree with you that employment should be not based on race or age, it should be based on skills, but again, it's unfortunately it's not what happened.
It's always going to have discrimination everywhere. I don't know why humans do that, but that's just a human
And,
nature
and, and
thing.
I'm starting to feel it because I'm like older guy, I'm actually starting to feel it because I'm coming in the company and like sometimes they, you know, if I interview inside and I go through and I see like everybody like young, like 25, 30 years old, and I already know, hey, they're not gonna hire old fart, and usually, yeah, you know. And
Because
I
they
mean,
want someone long term. And that sucks with me too, because I'm trying to get a job anywhere, like McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. I'm just trying to get a job. Like right now, I'm at a daycare because nobody
yeah,
wants to
yeah,
hire
and
me.
you are too young, so there is that thing, like 25 to 35. Yeah, you're right. So if you're 18 to 20, 25, it's a problem. You cannot get hired. If you're above, you also cannot get hired. So it's like it's a window. It's a window. Yeah, it sucks.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I understand what you mean.
because
Yeah,
everywhere wants experience but won't give experience.
yeah, nobody. Well, it's. I mean, in former Soviet Union, they had the special laws and regulations that actually companies was. I mean, everything was government owned, but basically companies was basically
Give me
required.
1 second. Okay, keep talking.
Yeah, companies was required to hire people, younger people, people after school, after because they was required to hire young non-specialists, a young specialist. It was freaking requirement, you know.
Hmm.
For older people, I don't know, but I mean, it works. So Soviet Union had a problem because everywhere that's happening. I don't think
Hmm.
it exists in the United States. So unfortunately, it's
We have unions, and we have that's what the DEI was, which was like you have to have some sort of level of diversity, like it's required. I don't like that was a little extreme, I
yeah,
think, is to require diversity.
certain amount of
I
younger people. Yeah, I see.
well, not younger people, just a certain amount of like, okay, you have to have like a certain amount of women, you have to have a certain amount of men, you have to have a certain amount of black people, you have a certain amount of white people.
Maybe
If there's
maybe it should be. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I'm from some point I kind of support diversity this way, but I'm not supporting when you cannot fire this person. Like I worked with one Native American woman, extremely
Mhm.
racist, extremely anti-white. She was like on daily basis she was doing all kind of sarcastic jokes and not jokes that like basically white people was killing her like Navajo and Apache and that kind of stuff. Work her, I wouldn't say that she was not stupid, but she worked very mediocre,
Mm.
yeah. And I mean they on top of it, listen, it's also interesting. So she was official. She had a husband, but they
Mm.
officially, you know, she had like 5 kids, and she didn't have a official husband, so basically a boyfriend. But they was kind of married in reservation, like
Like
in.
fiance.
No, they basically didn't go. Like she said, she actually explained me. She like I don't want to do shit with white people except like getting money from them. So I'm not going to court to get married officially. So in their
Mm.
reservation, by their reservation, like their shaman or whatever, you know, they get married. So they had like tribal marriage or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So not like
But for
legally
us, she was
ordained.
like a single woman with bunch of kids. So on top of it, she was Native American. So like double minority. so so like
Stacking it up, stacking it
yeah.
up.
On top of it, she also previous company apparently she been fired from previous company and she sued her unsuccessfully. for racial profiling because I mean again because she was fucking lazy and they fired her, but she said that she is Native American and single mom, that's why they fired her. Blah. Yeah,
I
so I
would
think she's still working in this company, and it's been like 15 years. I already many years not in this company. So that's
when
ridiculous. That's all I can say.
when I was doing college like applications, I'm still doing them now, but I was talking to my friend and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have over 200 options for scholarships." And they're like, "That's crazy. I only had like 75." And they chalked it up to me being mixed and black and a woman, but like everyone assumes that like first off, like if I just put in those attributes, I would only have like 100. But I have other situations like for example, I have CPTSD. I have
What
gone
is that
through low
CPTSD?
income CPTSD. So you know PTSD, post traumatic stress
Yes.
disorder. I have CPTSD, which is complex post traumatic stress disorder.
Why you hasn't you hasn't been in the army?
Well, a lot of
That's
people
army
chop that
shit.
up.
Okay, fine.
They're like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's army shit," but a lot of that was, especially with young people having
Disclaimer.
PTSD, like me. I got it because when I was younger, I used to live with my mom, and my mom is a very, very, very,
That's
very bad
terrible. I
person.
agree.
Yes.
Living with your
So,
parents. Yeah, PTSD.
s- so I was tortured. I was starved. I was locked in rooms for days. Like
For
my
locker
mom
room
was,
for days.
she stabbed her boyfriends multiple times. Like there was a lot of things that I went through. Like I have panic attacks. My adrenaline sector of my brain is really fucked up.
Sorry.
Like it is, it's okay. It's things that have happened. It's not. It's out of anyone's control at this point. But it's because of those situations and because of my experiences and things that have gone like that, I get a lot more benefits to that because that has obviously affected my school. Like
Well, yeah,
just
yeah, and like
yesterday.
there is that senator, that nickname, what's her name? Senator Warren, right? That Trump called, like she have nick. Actually, it's not. Trump is right. It's not he did her Pocahontas nickname. But it's actually, I look it up on internet. She indeed, when she applied to college, she applied to college to be a student, to be a lawyer, by the way, and she wrote herself as Native American. So she had like admission preference because she was minority, but she actually
Mhm.
never been Native American.
They look at you and you're like, that looks right.
Well, thing is that they not always verify. Apparently, they sometimes verify, sometimes not, and Pocahontas. Yeah, yeah. Trump called her. I just opened Wikipedia about her. But yeah, was the application. So Trump actually, Trump sometimes throws a shit, and you like think he made it up. But if you look it up, it's actually true.
He
This,
like I think like 10 to 15% of things that he says are like actual like things that have happened, and then a
I
lot of it
think
is just
no,
like
no.
a lot of it's floating it up.
He
Like if you
exaggerated a
watch,
lot. He exaggerated, but
yeah, he exaggerates so much. Like there's so much fluff to his pillow. We
I
don't
know
need all
black
of
people,
that.
most of black people don't like him. But I will tell you, remember what he said about.
The election results said something different.
Yeah?
The election results
So
said
black
that
people voted for him?
like a lot of black men voted for him. I think it was
Interesting.
like
I guess black people so tired from black people.
like 90% of black women I think voted for Kamala Harris, but then that's still 10% of black women that voted for Trump.
You know, I think actually Trump may be better for black, you know, and like he said,
Eh,
he sounds racist, but I don't think he's racist actually.
I think he's stupid. I don't think he's
I think
racist. I
he's
think he's
super.
stupid and
I
ignorant.
agree with you. He definitely doesn't have a filter. But remember what he said about Mexicans, about rape culture? And a lot of
Okay.
people get offended, but I actually researched that subject. Apparently, this shit exists. There's machism in Latino country, and I have friends well, I have one female friend. She's Mexican origin, and she went when she was 14 years old to Mexico, and she was raped. Well, she went to visit her relatives, and she was like walking on the street. Somebody grabbed her, pulled her aside from the road, literally raped her with a like real rape. Not what we see right now when like
Not a
in
little
the
grabby grab.
in the morning she looked at him like, oh damn it, it's been raped. No, it was real.
It's like actual just
Actually, there's a knife in near her throat, and she also like she like had psychologists for years, all that kind of shit because of that. And yeah, so basically there is a shit called rape culture in Mexico. And by the way, if you speak with immigrants, they also like if they cross the border, if they have female girls, they like literally those organizations give, if they see female, even young one, even girl ones, they give like condoms and those pills, anti-pregnancy pills, because 99% they will be gonna be raped when they cross, you know, in those illegal areas. And again,
yeah.
they don't say loudly about it, but they're gonna be raped by Mexicans. So, and
It is very like especially like here,
it's
like
fucked
in
up.
big cities. In big cities, even in America, there's a big thing with human trafficking,
Yeah,
and you a lot of people thinks like, oh, that's a Mexican thing. There's
huge, huge problem. Yeah.
it is human trafficking is like such a big like I hear it almost every day. I go to school and like they're like, oh, I was thinking of going to the mall. Oh, you got to be careful. Make sure you go with like two people because there's a bunch of human
Yep.
trafficking around that area.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm meeting my kids. Well, my daughter definitely meeting after school. My son already kind of do not want me to meet. He's already older, but yeah, I know her, and I trained with, still training with some police officers, and I actually worked, trained with the police officers. He was specifically in that human trafficking kind of, I guess, department in police, and he said the problem is huge. You need to watch your kids, you need to tell your kids that if they go out somewhere, like even young woman, if you go out like in a bar, kind of watch for each other, and if somebody grab, your girlfriend, like immediately call to the police. Because I know recently was a girl, was a case, and girl was drugged in the bar, and kind of she got half unconscious, and somebody grabbed her, take her out of the bar, and basically she was raped all night with a bunch of people. And she don't even remember how they look because she was unconscious. But what's the worst?
exactly.
She
There's like
was
a
with several girlfriends, and those girlfriends like, what are they your friends?
it's always never put your drink down, never give your drink to anybody, never like always keep your drink with your hand over it because someone could touch you, and all of a sudden you're
don't drink
drunk.
at all. Why you don't need to drink in the bar? It's like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Like
I
it's
don't
not like
drink
there's
in the bar.
alcohol or anything.
Yeah, I don't drink in the bar. I'm Russian. I don't drink alcohol. Yeah,
It's just in your blood.
yeah. Yeah, it's also a misconception. Actually, there are statistics. Russians are not on top. I don't remember exactly. The Russians definitely not on the top of drinkers, but there is that.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the thing with Russians drinking is not coming from how much you
Because
drink,
vodka
but
is
more so your
Russian drink. Yeah,
tolerance.
it's because vodka is Russian drink.
It's your tolerance to drinking, like Germans in drinking. Huge tolerance. You guys could probably drink all night and be fine.
I'd say no. I try. I'm not like completely not drinking, but I can get drunk.
Well, yeah, you
Well,
can, but like
my point
you're probably
again, she came with friends, so friends ignored her. So that's what I consider the worst, because I mean, real friends should like run after you, grab you, like where are you taking her. So she could be saved, and she kind of take measures. She went with somebody, but yeah, definitely in a bar, kind of what you drink, order it. Yeah,
at
make
this
sure
point. At this point,
you see that bartender give it to you, not somebody give it to you. Yeah.
there's always like something at this point. It's like just don't go outside. That's what it seems like nowadays. Just don't go outside
I
because
disagree
everything's
with that. You
dangerous.
need to go
No, that's what I'm saying. It feels like at this point,
But I will tell you more. This bar, this medication, that drugging in the bars, it happens with men too. Sorry.
it happens with guys all the time. And then what happens is
They
that
usually
nobody, like
robbed.
everyone's,
They usually robbed.
eh,
Yeah, not raped,
yeah,
but
but then
robbed.
everyone's like, why would, how can you get drugged? You're a guy. How can you get drugged? You're a guy. Like, why would
Usually
anyone drug you? You're
prostitutes
a
very
guy.
often drugs so like guys invite prostitutes in their house, and in the house they usually have some drinks, maybe not alcohol, maybe just water, and get, I mean, not likely because
Drugged and robbed of all their money.
it doesn't dissolve well in water, yeah, and they
There was. Did you see this one case? There's this woman in Texas. She was a scientist, and what she did is she made a drink. It was just an experiment. She didn't test it beforehand, like to see like how bad it was. But she made a type of drink, and she brought it with her and put her drink down at the bar and walked away from it for a little bit.
drunk it.
So no, somebody drugged it, and because of the thing that she made, it just
Exploded.
and yeah,
It's
because she
injures the
put
person.
yeah, and it injured him. It got glass all up in his face, and he tried to sue her.
Hmm.
But her point was, it is perfectly safe unless a drug is put into it.
Interesting. I know recently,
So-
and recently was a case on TikTok, was a bunch of video. You know, like people put mint in the cola in a soda bottle and then close it, and it's like foam and it's like a rocket. You know that?
Mhm.
So, and apparently there is a trend that people put Coca-Cola, and then put mint in the mouth, and it's like all foamy. But somebody, again, some kid, and it's like kid was like in 7th grade or something. He actually swallowed it, and it's exploded inside of his stomach, and like basically, they saved his life, but it was surgery. They basically cut him open, removed part of the stomach, so disaster. So yeah.
It is. I don't know why people follow trends online that could be like
It's kids,
anyone dangerous.
it's kids, and that's a danger of TikTok. So, and again, I mean, who could think that that could be dangerous? But remember, was that shit with swallowing that pods
What,
for
Tide Pod, yeah, you
Tide
put it
Pod.
because
What
the
the
thing was
fuck?
you put a Tide Pod in your mouth and see how long it takes to break before you spit it out. But most people wouldn't spit it out.
Yeah, that's
So it's like-
pathetic. Yeah,
It's-
and yeah, I'm
it's-
trying to tell my kids that kind of shit. Also, but you cannot. Again, I'm like it's just become an annoying, like, because that's another overprotection shit kind of. So kids eventually like start to ignore me and stop listening. So it sucks too.
Yeah.
But
Do
listen,
you know
hey,
the reason why that
I
happened?
just wanna like shorter conversation. We already spoke for a while, so hey, I appreciate your honesty and being open and being cool about all this racial conversation. It's fun conversation. I appreciate it. Hey,
It was a very fun
you
conversation.
have a good.
I hope you have a great night.
You too. Bye.